Let's start today by finding a nice, comfortable seat. I'm sitting in Sukhasana. However you choose to sit, be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones and then draw the navel in towards your spine. Really engage the abdominal muscles. Let the crown of the head reach towards the ceiling. Imagine making your spine as tall as possible. And then bring the shoulder blades together and down the back. Place the hands on the thighs, palms down, and close your eyes. Start to become aware of the breath, allowing it to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. If you're experiencing allergies and your nose is stuffy, instead of forcing the air, just breathe through the mouth. But if your nose is clear, we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Start to bring the breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. If your inhale is for a count of 4, your exhale is for a count of 4. If your inhale is for a count of 6, your exhale is for a count of 6, and so on. With each inhale, allow that spine to grow nice and tall. And then as you exhale, keep that length in the spine. Just begin to soften the body, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. And as you sit and breathe, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing today. So as I mentioned, we'll be practicing Vinyasa yoga, and we're going to be incorporating a warrior flow. So we'll be doing some of the warrior poses. And some students can get a little confused because they think of yoga as, butterflies and rainbows and sparkles and love, and why are there warrior poses? And isn't that fighting and war and aggression? But what we need to do when we think about warrior poses in yoga is really think about traits of a warrior. Things like courage, confidence, strength, persistence, loyalty, honor, discipline, being active, bravery, things like that. So those are the traits that we want to tap into during our yoga practice and during our everyday life. We all have battles in life. Oftentimes we're simply battling with our ego, and that is one of the hardest battles we face. But if we can remember to tap into those traits of the warrior, we can better handle those battles. So just think about that for a few moments. If you're faced with a battle or a challenge, what traits do you use? What characteristics do you use? Do you fly off the handle and freak out? That's not the best warrior quality. Imagine a warrior in battle freaking out and losing control. Not so great. Instead, we can take a breath and tap into those other qualities of a warrior. Patience, practice, confidence, persistence. Let's bring our hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra prayer position. Let the thumbs just gently press against your chest, elbows relax. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the 3rd exhale, we'll share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Inhale, and exhale. And for the 3rd time together, inhale. Om. place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes. So one of the most important things a warrior can do is be prepared. So we're not just going to jump into sun salutations. We're going to prepare first by warming up our body. So let's come to lay on your back. You can lay on your back with your legs extended out nice and long. Arms by your sides. Place your left hand on your belly. And as you inhale, feel the belly rise. And as you exhale, feel the belly fall. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Keeping the left hand on the belly, place the right hand on the chest. As you inhale, feel the belly rise, followed by the chest. And as you exhale, feel the chest fall, followed by the belly. Bring your arms by your sides. As you inhale, the arms come up overhead until those thumbs touch the floor behind you. And then as you exhale, arms come back down by your sides. So we're moving with the breath. Everyone is breathing at a different rate, so move at your own pace here. Just inhaling, arms up, and exhaling them back down by your sides. The next time those arms are by your sides, you can pause there. Draw the knees into the chest and place the right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, the knees pull away from the chest, arms straighten. And then as you exhale, pull the knees back in towards the chest. So inhale, knees pull away. Exhale, draw the knees in. Place the soles of the feet on the mat and bring the feet as wide as your mat. And then you can have your hands on your belly. Let the knees sway from side to side. The next time the soles of the feet are on the mat, pause there and extend the legs nice and long, arms by your sides. We're going to practice Supta Padangusthasana 1, 2, and 3. This pose can be done with or without a strap. And since I don't know what props everyone has, I'm going to do one side with a strap and one side without a strap, just so that you can choose which is best for you. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, you could use a towel, anything that you can wrap around your foot. If you don't have a strap, it's no big deal. I'll be showing you how to do that on the other side, but basically you'll just do the pose without the strap. So to start, we have our strap, if we're using one, around the ball of the right foot. The reins of the strap are one in each hand. Lift that right leg up off of the mat. And then just gently pull that leg in a little closer to the face. Nothing drastic. We're just looking for a stretch in the back of the leg. This is Supta Padangusthasana 1. Keep the left foot active and flexed. Remember to breathe. Lower the right leg down to the mat. Place both reins of the strap in the right hand. The left arm comes out like a T, palm faces the ceiling. As you inhale, the right leg lifts, and then as you exhale, the right leg opens up out to the right. So oftentimes I'll have really flexible students who can just rest their leg right on the ground. I want you to pick that leg up if you can do that and hold it parallel to the ground. Work on increasing the strength of the leg. Slowly draw the right leg back up, and as you exhale, lower it to the mat. Place both reins of the strap in the left hand. The right arm comes out like a T, palm faces the ceiling. As you inhale, the right leg lifts, and as you exhale, the right leg crosses over the body as you roll over onto your left hip. Again, if you're super flexible and can get the foot to the floor, I want you to pick it up and bring the leg parallel to the ground. Supta Padangusthasana 3. Slowly draw that right leg back up. As you exhale, lower it to the ground. If you're using a strap, you can place it around the ball of the left foot. I'm going to place mine to the side so that I can show you how to do these poses without a strap. Left leg lifts up off of the mat. You can hold it up or just use your hands to gently guide the leg a little closer to your face. Supta Padangusthasana 1. Lower that left leg to the ground. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left leg opens up out to the side. Some people like to grab onto the big toe with the peace fingers here. You can do that if you'd like. Slowly draw that left leg back up. As you exhale, lower it down to the mat. Left leg lifts. This time, as you exhale, the left leg crosses over the body as you roll over onto the right hip. So notice both of my shoulders are rooted to the mat here. That's ideal, but if you need to let that shoulder pop up to get onto the right hip, that's fine. Slowly draw the left leg back up. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Draw the knees into the chest and rock side to side to give your back a massage. Become still, and then start to rock head to tail. We're going to bring ourselves up to a seated position, but then come right over the knees to all fours, hands and knees. Feel free to put a cushion under your knees if you need to. Knees are just hip width apart. They're slightly behind the hips. Hands are shoulder width apart. They're slightly forward of your shoulders. Fingers spread nice and wide, pressing down through the fingers and the perimeter of the palms. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, come into extended child's pose. As you inhale, come back up, all fours, hands and knees. Exhale back. Inhale up. Again, you're moving with your breath here. This is such a great way to warm up your wrists, your shoulders, your hips, your knees. Get a nice stretch in the low back. The next time you come to all fours, pause there. We're going to begin to move into downward facing dog. From all fours, curl the toes under. Start to shift your hips towards your heels. The knees lift as you press back through those heels, straightening the legs as much as you can, but remembering you do not need to have perfectly straight legs in down dog. We're more interested in creating length in the spine. Focus on the breath here. Sweep the right leg out behind you, and then step that right foot forward between your hands. You could also pick the foot up and move it there. Lower the left foot to the mat. Uncurl the toes. As you inhale, arms sweep up as your hips shift forward so that you can get a nice stretch in the front of that left hip. A more gentle option would be to bring your hands to your hips here. Lower your hands to the inside of your right foot. Press your right knee into your shoulder into your knee, and then sweep the left arm up towards the sky. Lower the left hand to the mat and begin to twist to the right, reaching the right arm up towards the sky. Lower your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Step your right knee back to meet the left. Curl those toes under, shift back, downward facing dog. Sweep the left leg out behind you. Step it forward or pick it up and move it so that it's between those hands. Lower the right knee, uncurl the toes. As you inhale, arms sweep up, hips shift forward. Keep the navel drawn in here. Breath balanced. Lower the hands to the inside of that left foot. Sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling, stacking those shoulders. Lower the right hand to the mat. Begin to twist to the left, reaching the left arm towards the sky. Lower the left hand to the outside of the left foot. Step your left knee back to meet the right. Meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll float forward to plank. Plank is a very challenging position. We really need to protect the back. So what we don't want to see is this. That's not going to be good for the back. So draw your navel in towards your spine, and if you'd like, you can lower your knees here. Take your right hand right under your face on the ground. Roll to the outside, pinky toe side of your right foot. Here, you can stack your feet if you'd like, or for a more gentle option, you could take your left foot in front of you to give you a little more support. Keep those hips lifted. If you'd like, you can reach your left arm to the sky. Breathe here. To take it a step further, you can lift the left leg. Vajrasana, side plank pose. Lower that left leg, lower the left hand, coming back to plank. Shift back to downward facing dog. Float forward to plank. Find your stability here. Take the left hand right beneath the face on your mat, and then roll to the pinky toe side of the left foot. You can stack the feet or bring the right foot in front of you. Keep the hips lifted. Right arm could reach to the sky. You can lift the right leg if you'd like. Focus on your breath. Lower the right leg if it's lifted. Bring the right hand back to the mat, coming back to plank. Shift back to downward facing dog. Start to bend those knees, go back down into child's pose, and rest there. Take a few moments here to come back to your balanced breath. Come back to the present moment. Check in with your warrior traits. So we're going to come to kneeling. So your hips are right on top of your knees. As you inhale, arms reach up. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward. Your hips go towards the heels, the chest towards the thighs. So we end up in an extended child's pose. Using your core, lift those arms up as you unhinge, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. So I always like to tell my students, when I was in my yoga teacher training, I couldn't do this. I wasn't strong enough. I literally couldn't lift my body up. So I used to really push hard off the ground to give myself a little momentum to come up. And I tell you that because now I can do it. So if there's something that you can't do today, keep trying. Because maybe you'll be able to do it tomorrow. The next time you hinge forward, you can pause there. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to walk your hands out to the left, bowing out the right ribs. Start to walk the hands back to center. And as you exhale, walk the hands out to the right as you bow out your left ribs. Walk the hands back to center and bring yourself back up, all fours, hands and knees. From here, curl those toes under. Start to shift the hips towards the heels. Knees lift as you press back through those heels, coming back to downward facing dog. So a great way to create length in the spine is to bend both of your knees, keep them bent, and then shift the hips to the back of the room where the wall meets the ceiling. Then relax the heels towards the mat. Start to walk your feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Relax your head and neck here. Place your hands on your hips. Press down through the feet to bring yourself up to standing. So we stand in Tadasana Mountain Pose. We're going to move into Sun Salutation B. This one is a little more vigorous than Sun Salutation A. So just do what you can, and if you have to skip a pose or modify, it's perfectly fine. So we'll start by standing in Tadasana Mountain Pose. As you inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, bend the knees as if you're sitting on the edge of a chair. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you'll slide those hips back in your chair. Press down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from those hips. As you inhale, come halfway up to a flat back. As you exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back, followed by your left, coming to plank, and you can lower the knees here if you'd like. Inner elbows, look at the space in front of you. If your knees are up, float forward to the tops of the toes, and then begin to bend those elbows towards the wall behind you as you slowly lower for Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Cobra Pose. Relax the shoulders away from the ears here. Draw the navel in towards your spine. Curl the toes under. Shift back, downward facing dog. Sweep the right leg out behind you. Step it forward or pick it up and place it between the hands. Root down through the sole of the left foot, left toes turn out slightly, and as you inhale, arms reach up, right knee bends, Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. On an exhale, lower the arms, one on either side of your right foot. Step back to plank. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under. Shift back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sweep that left leg out behind you, step it forward between your hands. Root down through the sole of that right foot. As you inhale, arms sweep up, Warrior One. Exhale, lower those arms. Step back to plank. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under. Shift back and rest. So you can rest in down dog or child's pose, whatever feels restful to you. Take a moment, come back to the balanced breath, back to the present moment. Tap into those warrior qualities, characteristics, and then start to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through those feet. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. So that was 1 round. We'll do 3. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend those knees, sit in your chair. Press down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, hinge forward. Come halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Step those feet back to plank. If you have shoulder issues, it's a good idea just to skip Chaturanga and just lower yourself down in a different way. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Cobra. Curl the toes under, shift back, down dog. Sweep the right leg out behind you, step it forward. Root down through the sole of the left foot, toes turn out slightly. Inhale up, Virabhadrasana 1. Lower the arms, one hand on either side of the right foot. Step back to plank. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sweep that left leg out behind you. Step it forward. Root down through the sole of the right foot. Turn those toes out slightly. Inhale, arms reach up. Warrior One. Lower the hands. Step back to plank. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under. Shift back and rest, down dog or child's pose. Come back to the balanced breath. Back to this moment. Start to walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through those feet. Arms start to lift when they're in line with the ears. Use that core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bend those knees, sit in your chair. Press down through the feet. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, come halfway up to a flat back. As you exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Knees up or down. I'll do knees down this time. Inner elbows look at the space in front of you. Bend the elbows, lowering down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under. Shift back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sweep the right leg out behind you, step the right foot forward. Root down through the sole of that left foot. Inhale, arms up, Warrior One. Exhale, place the hands on the mat. Step back, plank. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Sweep that left leg out behind you, step it forward. Root down through the sole of the right foot, toes turn out slightly. Inhale up, Virabhadrasana 1. Lower the hands down to the mat. Step back, plank. Slowly lower down, Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, come to Cobra pose. Curl the toes under, shift back and rest. Nice job. Take some time to come back to the breath. You can absolutely go get some water if needed. Remember, this is your practice. Start to walk your feet forward. Coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll take a nice wide stance on the mat, making sure that our feet are parallel to each other. And we're rooting down through the four corners of the feet. Draw your navel in, shoulder blades together and down the back. As you inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, fold forward, hinging from your hips. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Place the hands on the hips, press down through the feet to bring yourself up. Come up on the heel of the left foot, toes turn in slightly. Come up on the heel of that right foot, toes turn out 90 degrees. Bring your arms parallel to your mat. Gaze out over those right fingertips. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bend the right knee. Now notice my knee is going out a little bit past my ankle, so I'm just going to bring my foot forward a little bit to protect my knee. This is Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Bend that right elbow, and as you exhale, begin to tip to the right, bringing your forearm to the thigh. Your left arm can either slide right over the ear, or you could place the hand on the hip. Press down through the feet. Use the left hand to bring yourself back up to Warrior 2. Place the left hand on the back of the left thigh. Turn that right palm to face the sky. Draw an arch across the sky as you take it back for Reverse Warrior. Slowly bring yourself back up. Straighten the right leg, lower the arms, feet come back to parallel. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Relax the head and neck here. Hands come to the hips. Press down through the feet. Bring yourself up. Now we'll come up on the heel of that right foot, toes turn in slightly. Come up on the heel of the left foot, toes turn out 90 degrees. Arms parallel to the mat. Gaze out over the right fingertips. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let the knee bend. So the arms are strong and active. You're like a warrior gazing out over the battlefield. But remember, if it's a little much, a more gentle option is always to bring the hands to the hips. Bend your left elbow, and as you exhale, begin to tip to your left. Bring the right arm right over the ear or hand to hip. Extended side angle pose. Press down through the feet. Use the right hand to bring yourself back up to warrior two. Place that right hand on the back of the right thigh. Turn the left palm to face the ceiling and take it back. Reverse warrior. Slowly bring yourself back up. Straighten that left leg. Lower the arms. Feet come back to parallel. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. So while you're down here, I want you to bend your right knee and just shift to the right to stretch the inner thigh of that left leg. Bring yourself back to center. Bend the left knee. Shift to the left to stretch the inner thigh of that right leg. Come back to center. So now you're going to place the hands on the hips. Press down through the feet to bring yourself up. Step the feet to just femur width apart. And we'll come back to the top of the mat. So from the top of the mat, as you inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. From here, step back to downward facing dog. Float forward to plank. Your knees can be up or down. This is our last plank. Inner elbows, look at the space in front of you. If the knees are up, float forward to the tops of the toes, and then you're just going to lower all the way down to the ground. Cross the forearms in front of you, rest your forehead, bend your knees, and let the legs sway from side to side. Let the legs become still and lower them down to the mat. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the ceiling. As you inhale, the head, chest, and arms simultaneously lift up off of your mat, and then as you exhale, they lower. Inhale, head, chest, arms lift. Exhale, lower. Go ahead and do 3 more on your own here. Try to resist the urge to look forward as you come up. We're trying to keep that neck nice and long. When you finish, you can just come down to the mat, cross the forearms in front of you, and rest your forehead. Bring your arms back by your sides, the palms face the ceiling. As you inhale, the head, chest, arms, and legs simultaneously lift up off of the mat. As you exhale, they lower. Inhale, lift, reach the toes to the space behind you. Exhale, lower. 3 more on your own here. Making yourself as long as you can. When you finish, again, you can cross the forearms in front of you. Rest your forehead. Take your time if you're not there yet. Once you do come to resting the forehead, bend your knees and just start to rotate your ankles. Reverse the direction of that ankle rotation. And let the legs lower down to the mat. Next, we're going to practice bow pose, another pose that kind of brings about the image of a warrior with a bow. We're going to do it twice because for some students, it's easier to just do one leg at a time. So I'll give you the option to do one leg or both legs, and we'll do it twice so that you can do the other leg too. So, you're going to bend your knees. See if you can reach back with the hands and grasp the tops of the feet. Now, if you can only reach one leg, then just extend the other leg. But if you can reach both, grab both. As you inhale, the thighs lift up off of the mat. Then you're going to press the feet into the hands to lift the chest. Some people will sway back and forth with the breath, some won't. Either is fine. Slowly lower down. Extend the legs, cross the forearms in front of you, rest your forehead. Bend the knees once more. If you did one leg, do the opposite leg this time. If you did both, you can do both again. We reach back and grasp the tops of the feet. Then lift the thighs away from the mat. Press the feet into the hands to lift the chest and breathe. Slowly lower down. Extend the legs. Roll over onto your back and hug the knees to the chest. Bring the arms out like a T and press the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Just start to slowly lower those legs until they're about 2 inches away from your mat. Draw them back up. And then keeping your arms out like a T, draw the knees back in to the chest. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, begin to twist to the left. So you're tipping your legs over to the left. Left leg comes to the ground, right leg can just rest on top of it. You can rest the feet. If your right shoulder pops up off of the ground here, I want you to bend your right elbow and just place your hand on your rib cage to protect your shoulder. Watch the breath. Slowly bring those knees back to the chest. And on the next exhale, you'll twist to the right. So you're lowering the right leg down to the mat. Left leg can rest on top of it. If your shoulder is sort of dangling in space, you'll just bend the elbow and place the hand on the rib cage. Bring those knees back to the chest. Once again, you'll press the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Slowly start to lower those legs until they're about 2 inches away from the ground. And then you'll bring them back up. Let's go ahead and do that 4 more times. Make sure you're breathing. When you finish, you can hug those knees into the chest. Place the right hand on the right knee, the left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, the knees pull away from the chest as those arms straighten. And then as you exhale, pull the knees back in. Inhale, knees pull away. Exhale, draw the knees in. The next time you hug the knees in, give them a little extra squeeze and then place the soles of the feet on the mat. You'll let the soles of the feet come together as the knees open up out to the sides and just place that left hand on the belly and the right hand on the chest. And as you inhale, feel the belly rise, followed by the chest. And as you exhale, feel the chest fall, followed by the belly. So something that the warrior does that we all need to do as well is rest so that we can have the energy and the stamina for the next battle. So we're going to move into Shavasana, the last pose of our class. If you'd like to grab your socks or your sweater, go ahead. I'll grab mine, so that'll give us a little time to get prepared. I always tell my students, you want to set yourself up for greatness to be able to rest. You could also call that be prepared. Once you have everything that you need, you'll just come to lay on your back with those legs extended out nice and long. Your arms are by your sides and the palms are just a few inches, your arms are by your sides and they are just a few inches away from the body. Palms face the ceiling. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. And let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let your eyes just rest in their sockets. Let the feet flop open. Let the natural breath take over. And rest in Shavasana. slowly start to deepen your breath, becoming aware of the room once again, becoming aware of your body. You can start to make any subtle movements that might feel good, like wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles, turn the head gently from side to side, and stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Nice full body stretch. And then you can roll to the side in the fetal position, and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping your eyes closed. If you'd like, you can bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And once you get there, you can bring the hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for tapping into the characteristics of a warrior. As you go through your day, as you go through your week, just start to notice when you're faced with a challenge or a battle, what qualities do you use to face that? And if they're good qualities, good warrior qualities, then you're probably on the right path. But if they're not, you may want to rethink how you are addressing those challenges. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease of well-being. Namaste.